Hey, Zach.
Hey, Brody.
Did you watch that night's game?
I sure did.
What'd you think about it?
Well, it was kind of like if you go into the freezer and you thought you had some frozen pizzas, and you reach in there and there aren't any frozen pizzas, and you're like, gosh darn it, I thought I had frozen pizzas. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll find something else to eat. And then you open up the fridge and there's nothing in there, and then you go around and then you open up the oven, and it turns out there was just a hot steaming Domino's pizza in there the whole time. It was good. You thought you were going to be disappointed, but it turned out better than you wanted.
It's always the pizzas with you, isn't it?
I'm a big fan of pizza.
How do you just happen to find Domino's in your fridge or in your oven?
Domino's Ferry.
Following the 4-3 loss to the Sharks, we faced off against the Oilers today and came out the victors. We were looking hot today, and I thought it went fairly well. What do you think?
It went super well. Big fan.
Fabulous.
Let's do that more.
Win?
Yeah, let's win more often. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I mean, coming into this game, like I said, we're a better team than the Oilers. We should beat the Oilers. And you know who scored the only goal for the Oilers? Guess who it is? It's Connor McDavid.
Moving on to the stats, 31 shots on goal to 19 shots on goal. We really dominated the shots on goal today. 9-8 in the first, 5-16 in the second, and 5-7 in the third. Man, wow.
Spicy, as they say. Yes, we dominated the shots. I'm surprised it wasn't worse. Although, that being said, Edmonton did have a lot of high-quality chances that a better team might have put in. That being said, Connor McDavid had a couple high-quality chances that Sub shut down. Subban was playing really, really well today. He's been playing pretty well over these last couple games that he started, so it's no different. And then the only thing that was stopping this game from being an absolute blowout was Koskinen was also playing well at the other side of the ice.
So the power plays. We scored on none of our power plays. We had 2 of them. How did we play today?
It was not great. If we won the initial face-off that was in their zone, we kept it in their zone for a little bit and maybe had like a couple low quality chances. And then as soon as they got out of their zone, we couldn't get it back in. And this is the second worst penalty kill in the league. So I'm not exactly optimistic going into the playoffs for our power play. So
I feel like we've never really been optimistic with our power plays. We have a couple games here or there where it feels really good, but it's not really ever been that good.
correct. Yeah, it's not been great, and it's not looking better.
Well, if our power plays are not looking better, what about our penalty kills? How are those looking?
The first one was really good. We had Smith and Carlson, who basically it felt like when they were on the ice, we spent more time in the Oilers zone than we did in ours. They did a really great job killing time, and they didn't get a quality chance on goal. But the unit that came on after them, I want to say was Stone and Eakin, had a really, really high quality chance. So yeah, our first penalty kill was pretty good. Our second one, it happened with 43 seconds left in the game, and Connor McDavid had a chance to tuck a goal in, but he missed.
And then we scored.
And then we scored the empty net goal, shorthanded empty net goal.
The shorthanded empty net.
So
Okay,
really, we're -1 on the penalty kill.
Yeah, a -1 if you would.
Yeah.
So what about the hits? This is pretty low for hits. This wasn't a very violent game, was it?
Well, Carrier's out, but Reeves. Well, was Carrier out? Yeah, Carrier was out, but Reeves was in. He's over 300 hits now, which is it's one of 9 people who have ever done that.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, team leading, league leading hit leader Ryan Reeves is doing the hitting, and when you're winning a game, you don't really want to hit as much. And the Oilers aren't a very big team, so we don't need to physically knock them around. What we need to outskill them. You need to try and shut down Connor McDavid, which we didn't do a great job of, but our depth was just doing much better than theirs. That being said, it seemed like our top line was the one that was scoring, so I wonder if they were out against lower lines and the Oilers were trying to get a change in, and we just happened to outskill them before they could get the change in.
So in the first, it took us 15 minutes to do, but Cody Eakin brought in the first goal. How'd that happen?
So basically what happens here is the Oilers are entering our zone with speed. They get up over the blue line, and our defense just takes the puck away, shoots it back into the neutral zone, where Tuck contests it along the board. Peary comes in, backs him up, gets it to Eakin. Eakin just barely crosses the line, maybe gets about to the top of the right face-off circle, and just wrists it in. And this is the kind of thing that maybe Koskinen would want back, but also Eakin could have made it a higher quality chance by going in a little bit a little bit closer to the goal. He felt the pressure coming in from behind him. So you much rather have Eakin take that shot, even if it's a low percentage shot, than try and like go in towards and not even get a shot on goal, especially on a breakaway like that. So it's just that line having a little bit of chemistry together. That third line has been really shaky ever since Stone came in, because you had Tuck move down, so he's going to be a staple of that line. Eakin's been a staple of that line all throughout, except for when Stastny was injured. And then you have sort of the rotating other winger, and Peary's been doing pretty all right on that wing, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Peary starting on that wing in the Cup playoffs.
So the first half of the first, we basically went up on shots on goal, like 1 shot on goal to like 7 shots on goal. But then in the back half of the first, we only got like 1 more, and then they got like another 8. So what happened there? What's going on in our first?
Well, you start to lose a little bit of momentum, especially when you feel like you're dominating the game like that. And so their first shot on goal was a pretty high-quality chance, but the rest of them were not really that high quality. We won the first period. There were shots on goal, but like Subban took care of them really, really easily. We had a couple good high-quality chances, and then one that I wouldn't consider a high-quality chance that went in. So especially after you score one, maybe you start to take the gas off a little bit, which you shouldn't. You should definitely not do. But these games don't matter. So you're out there, you're getting practice, you want to stay in hockey shape, but you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to like hurt anyone else. So I'm fine with them maybe taking it a little bit easy on this one.
It's probably another reason why it was a low-hit game.
Yeah, definitely.
So going into the second, 51 seconds in, Marchessault unassisted, scoring his 25th goal of the season.
So basically what's happening here, the Oilers, with their top line out, the McDavid, Draisaitl, who must be Chason maybe on their wing, they're just cycling the puck, and Marchessault takes advantage, poke checks it right off the stick of Draisaitl, and he's off to the races. The thing that the Knights have in spades that a lot of other teams don't have is speed and defensive responsibility. So Marchessault's back, he's got a good defensive stick, but he takes advantage of an offensive opportunity, and then he's faster than anyone. Nobody can catch him, so he's got a breakaway, and it's a high-quality chance. And this is not the kind of thing that Koskinen maybe should have stopped or anything like that. It's, when a breakaway goes in, it's basically 50-50. It's not like the statistics don't bear out that it's 50-50. Most of the time the goaltender's going to stop it, but it's a high-quality chance, so it's going to go in more often than almost any other time. So it's a great little backhand by Marchessault to put us up 2-0.
4 minutes into the second, you have Conan McDavid scoring his 41st goal and the only goal for the Oilers. How'd we let one through?
I'm not going to react to you blatantly mispronouncing Corner McDavid's name. So basically what happens here is the Oilers break into the zone and cycle the puck around the boards. One of the Oilers players picks it up right on the boards, and Corner is open in the slot. He's got a lot of space. He finds the place, and Subban doesn't really have a lot of time to react. If Subban makes this save, like, incredible save. Absolutely incredible save. But, it's Corner McDavid.
So is Davos the best player they have on their team?
McDavos?
Yeah, McDavos.
He's the best player in the league, bud.
Oh, I see. That's a big boy on campus.
Yeah, that's a BMOC.
That takes us to the end of the second, the highest scoring period of the game. I thought we did well.
1 goal each.
1 goal each? Yeah. Well,
what a high scoring period.
We've been so used to seeing these massively high scores out of some of these games, but 4 goals total in the entire game is pretty low from what we've been seeing these past couple of weeks.
Yes, I mean it's all over the league. Scoring is just up and up, and so this is the kind of game that you normally expect from the National Hockey League, but just not this season because goals. It's all about goals. 2019. Set your goals. Lose weight or something.
So let's dive into the third. So all the way at the end of the third, we have the Thomas Nosek interference against McDavid, and that sets us up for the shorthanded empty net goal that Belmar scores.
I think what you meant to say was Tomasz, the Swiss Army knife, Nosek. I forgot his last name. Anyway, so we go on the penalty kill.
Drawing a line there, cutting it pretty close.
With like 44 seconds left or something like that. Not very much time left, but it's enough for the Oilers to get a really, really high quality chance with corner McDavid just missing the corner of the net. I mean, they should just rename him like fucking
Watching
Connor.
that puck bounce off of the post was so stressful. It was like...
Well, it bounced off the post and then goes to the empty side where Mr. McDavid is like ready to pick it up, and then he's just too far behind the net and his arms just aren't long enough to get it to like squeak it in, and then he gets one of the Knights gets on him, and then just not terribly long after that, Belmar picks it up and
it's always sad when Kanye fails.
When Kanye fails?
McConnie.
McConaughey?
Connie McConaughey? So stupid.
West McConaughey.
Okay, well, let's sum up the third as a whole. We didn't really talk about much of the third here.
We didn't talk about any of the periods. Okay, first period. We did really good, despite the shots being fairly even. None of their shots were really good. Second period, the Oilers did pretty good. They had a lot of high-quality chances. That being said, we outshot them, and we also had a lot of high-quality chances. Like I said, Koskinen was playing like above his head, and so the only reason that this wasn't like 47 to like 92 was because Koskinen was playing well.
So as a whole, how'd you feel about our play today?
I'd like to see the power play do better. Penalty kill was still looking pretty fly. Overall play, I don't think you can judge these games because, okay, so we had a couple guys out. So Fleury obviously still not back in. Stastny still not back in. Both of those guys have been confirmed to just be like basically resting it out. They've got a couple nagging injuries that they just want the time off. It's not going to be anything that's going to stop them from playing in the playoffs. We also had England out just resting. So and that being said, I thought our defense looked pretty good despite not having one of our top line defensemen in. So I'm pretty excited going forward. We have a lot of good defensemen going in, and that's one of the things that we didn't do last season in the playoffs. We didn't field enough defensemen to win. Our defensemen were pretty worn out by the end, and it showed. So if we can, this season we have a lot of good, reliable defensemen. And if you wanted to bring up Haig, obviously that's not going to happen now because it's far too late. He wouldn't have enough games to play to get into the system. But we have 7 reliable defensemen, and whoever you want to drop into that last pairing, be it Miller and Merrill or Holden or whoever. And you can even promote one of those guys. You can promote Miller up to the second defense pairing, anything like that, and we're going to do just fine.
So I know these games don't really matter anymore for the rest of this until playoffs, but how do we feel about the Thursday's game against the Coyotes?
The Coyotes are currently outside of a playoff spot. This game really, really matters to them. They're really in close.
So it doesn't matter to us, but it matters to them.
Oh, absolutely. It matters. It's the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. As of right now, they have 84 points to Colorado, who has 86. Same number of games played. Dallas is 3 points above Colorado at 89 points. So it seems unlikely that either Colorado or Arizona are going to catch Dallas. Doing some quick maths. Arizona could technically catch Dallas, but it seems unlikely. Anyway, so it's going to be it's a race between Colorado and Arizona. So Arizona, this game really matters to them, and for us, it doesn't really matter.
So
we don't
weird
really care.
Question.
Go ahead.
Is this team or Colorado a team that we want in the playoffs? Which team would we rather go up against in the playoffs?
Arizona. Colorado. Okay. So assuming that Colorado gets healthy, currently their captain Gabe Landeskog is out, and I believe Mikko Rantanen is still out. Those are 2 guys that if they get healthy and they get going in the playoffs, this team could make a deep run. They're not. If they go up against one of the better teams in the East, they're never going to win a cup, but they could do some real damage to some really high-quality teams in the West.
So would we almost want to lose this game to face Arizona later?
Well, that being said, we're not playing whoever this is. Whoever comes out of this, they're going to be playing Calgary. So we'd rather have whoever the highest quality team is play Calgary. So
I see.
I think we should try and win this so that Calgary has to play Colorado. Hopefully Colorado gets some good momentum going, like puts a couple dents into Calgary. I don't know who I take in that series. I take Calgary. The answer is Calgary because Calgary has much better depth scoring. They're a better overall team, obviously, just based on the points. So you probably have to take Calgary to win out in 7 games. That being said, Calgary's goaltending isn't great. Colorado has some pretty good goaltending, so anything could happen in the playoffs. But like I said, and that being said, we play all right against Colorado. We play pretty well against Calgary. I'm in a 7-game series. I'm maybe more afraid of Colorado than I am of Calgary. So maybe there's a little game theory there that I'm not quite sure how it shakes out. But I think you'd rather have Colorado play Calgary so that Calgary has a tough opponent. Maybe they have to go to 7 games to try and beat them out. And also, you just want to watch good hockey in the playoffs. I want to see like Mikko Rantanen and Nathan McKinnon and all these like high quality players playing for a team that's in the playoffs because I want to see them put on the gas and go to that next level. So maybe I'm a weirdo who like actually watches like other teams play, but I also like Colorado. So
well, we will see you guys next time, and we'll find out what happens on VGK Recap.
Arizona loses 72-1.